Teens in the Library, An Observation of Library X by Chelsea Eskander. For my library visit, I visited a rural library located in a Michigan town of 1,800 residents. I interviewed 2 librarians, an adult and teen services librarian, and a circulation specialist. My very first impression on Library X when I first pulled into the parking lot is that there were so many students, both outside as well as inside, hanging out in groups as kids and teens tend to do. It turns out, after speaking with the librarians, that there are a total number of 4 school systems within a mile of the library, 3 private schools, and an entire K through 8th grade school district. Most of these schools are within a 10-minute walking distance from the library. Library X essentially becomes a pickup point for parents to get their kids, generally 4th grade and up, who spend up to 2 hours there every day. I found this to be super interesting and what I decided to base my analysis on, how the library serves the tween and teen population. During my observation, I was given a tour of the teen area. The way Library X is shaped with its roof coming to a period-like point at the top, there is plenty of space for a second-story loft. As amazing as this sounds, there are limited ways Library X can utilize this space because it cannot be ADA compliant. Therefore, it has become the designated teen area. The loft features 2 tables and the entire YA collection. The loft provides somewhat of a treehouse feeling, looking out at the rest of the library, which I thought would be pretty cool from a teen's standpoint. That also means that the view includes the top of bookshelves, something that Librarian A has taken advantage of from a marketing standpoint, as you can see from the posters attached to the tops of shelves in these images. Unfortunately, teens also like to throw objects over the side, and staff has had to retrieve items like pencils, balled up paper, gum, and once, a half-eaten donut from the top of the stacks. Of course, seeing so many students in the library led my interview focus to be more on questions like, what do these students do while they're at the library? What services are available to them? What types of programs? Are there any problem areas or underserved age groups? For teens, they have cooking classes and book clubs, as well as free movies every Friday after school. One major hit is the Anime Club, led by Librarian B, which generally sees over a dozen teens every meeting. The after-school lounge is a program where students can play video games, board games, card games, or just hang out. During my interview, I was told that since the local high school began their own after-school program, attendance has declined. Problem areas? Library X currently has no programming for tweens, who are too old for children's programs and too young to attend PG-13 movies shown during Anime Club. So Library X certainly has a lot of young patrons and a nice space for them. For the size of their library, they also have a good number of programs for students to attend. What I wanted to examine was how else Library X can engage with their tween and teen patrons to further benefit them. I did have one question that I wanted to focus my analysis on. What else can Library X do to further engage tween and teen patrons to further benefit them and make them lifelong library users? One idea is to recruit teens to spend their time in the library volunteering. Library X has an easy start. They just have to recruit the teens who already visit the library and attend their programs. Teens can help prep storytime crafts, tidy up shelves, or help their friends with book sales. Teens can be trained to help pull books for reading, help patrons on tablets or computers, or help redesign the library website by adding updated photos or information. Considering Library X has only one librarian that does interlibrary loan, teens can also help her pull books and prep for that. Summer reading programs are also a great opportunity for teens to volunteer. Volunteering can make teens feel more welcome at the library, invoke a sense of pride, and help them gain some valuable 21st century skills. Teens and tweens can also be recruited to help provide assistance and advice when it comes to the planning and development of services and programs. Members of teen and tween advisory groups can be recruited similarly to volunteers, but these kids must be up to the task of handling a bit more responsibility. Library X can hold advisory group meetings to discuss how the teen and tween space can be improved, what to include in the collection, and programming ideas. Taking it a step further, tweens and teens may nominate and elect leaders to have more specific duties, like being one in charge of gaming, of arts and decor, web and technology, and more. Teens and tweens who are involved in advisory groups benefit by acquiring a sense of ownership over the library and the services or programs they help to create. This can be a win-win for both young patrons and Library X. As stated previously, tween programming is a problem area for Library X. So what can they do to combat this? Tweens are at a point in life where they are interested in so many things. Therefore, plan programs with a wide variety of components, such as art, science, and sports. For example, a Hunger Games themed program can incorporate face painting for camouflage, scenario situations where they must strategize and decide what tools or weaponry would help them succeed, and archery. But every tween is different. Identify what is popular for their age group and take advantage by asking those in the advisory groups. Topics such as My Little Pony, Legos, Percy Jackson, Warrior Cats, or even photography or science can get tweens interested. Above all else, ensure that there is some form of tween programming available, as it is better to have it as an option for tweens to attend than for it to not exist. Thank you for listening to my observation presentation. Here is slide 1 of my references. And here are the rest of my references that I used for this observation presentation. Thank you.